What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. I'm your host, Chris, and today I got my guys with me, and we're going to talk about some college football today, all right? We're going to talk about the New Year's Six Bowls. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We're going to continue to push out these videos. I have fans. Apparently, we have fans everywhere. I had somebody call my wife today and said, I'll be watching your husband's videos, and them fools is hilarious. So I was like, all right, that's what's up. I didn't know he was watching, but this goes to show you don't know who's watching, man. You know what I'm saying?
Never know.
Never know. So right. ESPN, call your boys.
But with the real neighbors.
For real. We're gonna start it off with the Cotton Bowl. So you have the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. That's going to be played on December 30th. So you have number 7 Florida versus number 6 Oklahoma. My first instinct when I saw the matchup was Florida going to wash them. This ain't going to be a close game because Oklahoma's defense. If you don't know any better, Oklahoma's defense has gotten a lot better. I honestly think that Oklahoma is going to win this one by 7 at the last minute.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a really close game because I like Oklahoma's offense. I really don't trust Florida for a lot of different reasons. After they lost to LSU, they exposed a lot of different flaws that they had, but who y'all got, man? Who you got, Darius?
It was a tough one for me too, man. I think I believe in that SEC though, man. Oklahoma, they was all right this year, man. I feel like they ranked too high anyway, being a 2-loss team in a short season. I got Florida by 10.
Okay. Who you got, Sean?
Even if Pitts.
I got Oklahoma for multiple reasons. Y'all got to be watching y'all ESPN, baby. Four of the wide receivers for Florida is not playing. Starting. They not playing. The star tight end, Pitts, he done opted out.
Yep.
Get ready for the draft. That's that game. Yeah.
Trask, dude, the quarterback, he is a monster, though. I give him that. But if I was a bet, man, on paper, Florida look good, but all those guys ain't gonna be there. So I'm gonna have to rock with Oklahoma. And shout out to the homie Jeremiah Hall from Charlotte, Vance, fullback. So I gotta rock with Oklahoma.
Blair, who you got, man, in this one? It's an interesting matchup.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna go Florida. Why not?
The next game that I have here, we have here on the slate here is the Chick-Fil-A Peach Bowl, where you have number 9 Georgia versus number 8 Cincinnati. So Georgia, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati still only ranked 8th.
Darius, who you got, man? You got Georgia or you got the Daddy Boys?
I don't know, dog. I want to pick Cincinnati. I want to pick them boys, man. But, man, shoot, they was in this position last year and they folded too.
Is this true?
I think the SEC going to come through again, man. I'm going with Georgia, man. I got much respect for Cincinnati. I definitely think they should have been ranked higher after the year that they had. But I feel like the SEC going to come through again.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I honestly feel like the playoff committee should be expanded. I feel like all the conference champions should have an automatic bid no matter what their record is. So if you win your conference and you win the conference championship game, you automatically in. I don't know how many teams I will allow in. I don't know if I agree with the 16 teams or 8 teams or whatever, but I agree with you. Cincinnati should be ranked higher. I was looking at Georgia's defense and where they were ranked. I think they're like the number 1 total team defense in the country right now. I want to say I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna step out on a limb. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I definitely was about to pick Georgia because that defense and all that talent that they have. But Cincinnati has been having a really good year. They have been playing some pretty good teams, not great teams, not very, very good teams. They're just some pretty good teams in their conference. So for them to go undefeated to this point, it's a great accomplishment. I like their running backs. They're going to run pretty hard. I just don't think it's going to be. I just don't think they have enough at the offensive line. I think the skill positions are there. I think the defense is pretty much there because their coach can coach. Mr. Marcus Freeman, he should be getting a head coaching job after this season. So I think the defense is going to do their thing, but I don't think their offense can generate enough points to blow them out or, separate themselves. But I think they'll pull out the upset in the end and they'll win by 3 points. Who you got, Sean?
It's a tough one, dog.
It is hard, man.
This one is tough, bro.
A lot of people sleeping on Cincinnati's quarterback Ritter, man. He all right, man. He mobile. They do have some weapons, but when you're going against the SEC, man, that's like, the big kids on the playground over there. It's like you don't go stay your ass over here. Those the big kids you don't want to go mess with, man. So I'm gonna have to rock with Georgia for the simple fact they got more depth and talent now. Any given Sunday, even any Saturday, man, anything can happen. But, again, as a bet man, I'm going to have to rock with Georgia, man. My heart want to go with Cincinnati area squad and all that good shit, but, nah. We'll talk about 7, man.
Who you got, Blair?
We'll say Cincinnati. They're undefeated. Let's go with the undefeated Cincinnati.
I feel that. Luke Fickell is doing an amazing job in Cincinnati. For them to be undefeated, they had a very good record last year. I think their program is coming up. I'm really picking with my heart. I ain't gonna lie. I'm picking with my heart because I like the coaching staff. But
there you go.
This is the test right here, man. This is the test for them right here.
What would y'all say this? So if they beat Georgia, right?
I feel
next
like
year,
the committee got to start them at least at 7 or 6.
If they beat Georgia, they have to start to. The committee has to definitely start to consider them for the playoffs much more seriously. I mean, ranking them 8th and having teams that have 2 losses ahead of them is ridiculous. Let's just be real. Let's call it what it is because they're not a recognizable name in college football. Y'all didn't want to rank them any higher than what they were. But for them to go undefeated and Georgia to be number 9, and that's who the team that they get. If they beat Georgia, y'all better start to put some respect on their name. And they can go out there and they can say that they're the national champions too. Who's to stop them? You know what I'm saying? But
American Conference is garbage, bro.
I understand. But if they beat, I understand what you're saying. But if they beat Georgia, what we're talking about is if they beat Georgia next year, the committee definitely has to start to consider them to be in the playoffs next year. Is that fair?
They'll have to go undefeated, but yeah.
Argumentative, and I'm one of the biggest Ohio State fans you will ever meet. This year's argumentative about Ohio State even being in. You know what I mean? So it got to be more widespread of a committee to pick teams that really honestly deserve to be in it. And who's to say we might be in the same situation, the same boat next year?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You might have teams opting out.
Somebody's going to overachieve, yeah.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? And you can't punish teams both ways. You can't punish teams because other teams couldn't come to the show. And then you can't punish those teams that had 9, 8 games, 10 games. So I think they need to open it up, which they should have did 4-5 years ago. Because like Texas A&M, to your argument that you were saying at first, Chris, where everybody that won a conference championship should be in there. But what about the guys that lost 1 game at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, and they lost to the team that's number 1 in the nation.
You feel and so that's gonna be about the debate too. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a committee that understands football, bro. You can't just have them having guys as ADs walking around with glasses and motherfucking hard-ons watching the little younger. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have somebody that understand football, because again, we in a pandemic. Then on top of that, you got guys really beating up on each other in their own conference. That shit gotta be it gotta be more wide open. So I do understand the conference champions, but you can't put Utah against Alabama, bro. Come on.
I mean, I understand that. What I'm saying is, I wasn't saying just the conference champions. I'm just saying they get an automatic bid. I don't want it to be just, if you're a conference champion, y'all win the conference championship, you get an automatic bid.
But how
it's
you
really
going?
5 major
Playoff.
conferences, right? So you got your 5 major conferences. Then after that, if you're going to expand it to 8 teams or 12 teams, then those are going to be your 1 loss, 2 loss teams or whatnot.
That's still gonna be tough, bro. Because again, you'll have a school like Cincinnati. You'll have your Coastal Carolinas. You'll have all those schools that probably went undefeated. You'll have your University of Central Florida's. But again, you always see 9 times out of 10, as soon as they step in the ring with the big dog, they tucking their tail.
It all depends, because a lot of times these bigger teams don't want to play these other teams in the regular season. And these other teams be wanting to play these bigger teams. Like back in the day, niggas wasn't trying to play Boise State because they wasn't trying to lose. Niggas wasn't trying to play Appalachian State at one point because they was going to lose.
Yep.
You got to do something, because these teams put these bids out here, but these bigger schools got to accept it. Yeah, Clemson going to accept a game against South Carolina State.
Yeah,
they going to do that.
It all. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you know,
Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but are they gonna step out there and play that? Let's say Cincinnati ranked number 7 or number 6 coming into the year, because they done had a good past 2 years. Is a team like Clemson or Notre Dame or Alabama gonna take that on the off schedule?
I think they will, if the format is like we're proposing. I think they would. I think they will. They'll be more apt to taking those games, because that 1 loss won't hurt you as much as it does now.
Depending on who it's against. What if it's against Coastal Carolina?
The next game, we have the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, which is going to be actually played on the 2nd of January. It is Oregon versus, which is ranked 25th, Oregon versus Iowa State. I have Iowa State. I've watched some Pac-10 games this year. They did not look that great. So, yeah, I'm picking Iowa State. Who y'all got? I
got State too, man. They got some nasty tight ends, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They are all right. I like them, man. They kind of bully ball. I like them.
Yeah.
Oregon.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, Oregon, I guess you could say they upset USC at the end of the year. I ain't feel like USC was that good neither. I'm taking Iowa State.
Next bowl game that we have is the Capital One Orange Bowl, which is going to be played on the 2nd as well. It is North Carolina, number 13 in the country, versus number 5 Texas A&M, who is actually playing very well at the end. Darius, who you got, man?
I ain't gonna lie. Even with the SEC, this one was tough for me, because them boy got some heavy hitters in that backfield, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who they playing. Yeah, them boys, they on a hot streak right now. But I think the SEC prevails once again, man. Like, hey, like nigga said, bro, them some different animals over there, man, in that SEC, bro. Every year they be putting out. I do think it's gonna be a hell of a game, though. I don't think North Carolina gonna go in that bitch and get blown out or nothing like that. But I think Texas A&M will pull it out in the end.
Blair, who you got, man? Who you thinking on this one?
Texas A&M.
All right.
I'm gonna pick Texas A&M for no other reason than they're ranked higher.
Joe, who you got, man? Who you think gonna do that, man?
It is the SEC, but people sleeping on North Carolina. They was highly ranked too at one point in time. They got running backs. They got some dog wide receivers. Another Charlotte boy, Brown. You know what I'm saying? Balling. And they got a nice quarterback with Hal, man. I mean, he gonna be a nice backup in the league. But the only reason why I'm picking North Carolina is because of Mac Brown.
Mac Brown.
You used to like Tennessee?
I'm believing the coach.
I mean, you used to like Texas?
Hell no, but I love they running backs they had though.
Oh, okay.
Benson to my boy Ricky Williams. Come on, man. And they wide receivers, bruh. They had man. Texas was dogs. Vince Young was that man too.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going just because of Brown, bro. He got years of experience. He been here, done that. They got a middle linebacker named start with a Zurat or something like that. That boy a beast. He be flying all over the field.
Yep. That, and I do not believe in Texas A&M, so I'm going North Carolina. I think North Carolina is going to pull this one out. I think it's going to be a close game to the end where North Carolina will pull away because of a Texas A&M mistake. I really do like their quarterback, but Texas A&M's quarterback, but I don't see them winning this game. I actually see North Carolina pulling this one off and they end up winning by 10. We're getting to the playoff games. The games everybody has been tuning in to watch us and to see and watch us pick these games. We're going to start out with the Rose Bowl.
Hey, Sean, don't you want to do it, man? You don't even want to do it, dog.
In the Rose Bowl game, you have Notre Dame, number 4 in the country, versus Alabama,
Man,
who's ranked number 1 in the country.
Yeah, we can say this in unison, bro.
Duh. Man, Alabama about to smoke these boys.
Man, this is not even going to be. This is not even going to be close.
But y'all would be shocked if Notre Dame won.
Oh,
Definitely.
thoroughly.
Man,
Okay.
I'll walk up to motherfucking Notre Dame, butt nigga with cowboy boots on. These motherfuckers win, bro.
Don't say that, bro. Somebody might actually find out. Like, man, he trash. He was talking about butt naked and cowboy boots, and Notre Dame won. He won't do it. Like,
Man,
don't do it, bro.
So you
put it out there.
So you got Bama?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Blair.
Yeah, he got Bama.
Oh, yeah, probably. I don't see why I don't have Alabama.
Yeah, I do. I'll say this. I think it's
my
gonna
mind, but no.
I will say this. I don't want to disrespect Notre Dame in the year that they had because they did beat Clemson. However,
without a quarterback
and without their best two of their best players on defense.
Correct. However,
they can't.
I think they're going to try to keep it close. They're going to keep it close the first quarter, and then after the first quarter, it is going to be something terrible to watch because they're going to blow their doors off.
They keep it close only because it starts 0-0.
I think they'll score early because I don't.
They're also cold, man.
We got to be honest. I mean, Alabama's defense isn't what it used to be, but
true.
They don't have the. I don't feel Notre Dame has the offense to take advantage of that. They don't have the receivers to take advantage of that, and that showcased itself when they played against Clemson. Like you really don't have anybody that could take the top off the defense and you could stretch the field. Or somebody that you fear that's coming over the middle or something like that. I mean, the tight end that they have is pretty good, but other than that, but moving on, we have for the All-State Sugar Bowl. And I have to put a disclaimer out there. I got to be honest. I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off my Ohio State hat here.
Really?
Number 3 Ohio State Buckeyes versus the number 2 Clemson Tigers.
If you taking off your hat,
if you pick Ohio State,
I'm taking
off
my hat.
Oh, okay.
My Ohio State fandom is gonna sit right there.
Then we gonna say it in unison.
Hey, Sean, you taking yours off too?
Hell nah, I'm not taking mines off, bro.
Okay, so you know it ain't unison. I just wanted to get that. It ain't unison out there, bro.
And for also another disclaimer out there, Blair is a Michigan fan, so he's not picking Ohio State whatsoever. He has no conference loyalty, but it's all good. So,
really? We're going conference loyalty now. You gonna say some trash that my dad says? That's how old that was. My dad said something like that, homie. That's just garbage. You know, I want the East to win because I like Boston. And if Boston don't win, anybody from the East is cool with me.
But
man, that sounds like people who grew up on the radio.
Hey.
You grew up on the radio, so your life was a little different. So you just like, I'm rooting for the home team. That's fine.
But
so no.
There's who you got, bro.
Hey man,
we in unison apparently, except for Sean.
I got Clemson, man. Like
all day.
Hey,
all day.
I don't see Ohio State keeping up, bro. I don't.
Me neither.
I ain't saying they was absolutely trash or nothing this year or nothing like that. But, man, especially after what I seen against Northwestern, I just don't think they got it like that this year. Not to beat a team like Clemson. Because with Clemson, when all they players healthy, man, them boys is a juggernaut, bro. I can't even lie.
Chris said Ohio State had the best offense in the country.
Man, this dude, Trevor Lawrence, is the best player in the country, bro. I don't know how Sunshine be doing this shit. Bro, he be doing it every week. And every week I be like, man, they about to take his head off. And they never do. He be out there, man, them long strides, bro. It's just too much to keep up with. And then they running back. This his year, man. Travis Etienne, man, this his year, bro. Like, I don't even see it being close, man. I got Clemson by 17.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that Ohio State can't keep up?
I'm saying Clemson is better.
Okay. Blair, you already said who you're gonna go with. Sean,
I didn't get my
what you did. You said Clemson all day. Is that not what you said? Go ahead, Blair. Who you got? Who you got?
Ohio State. I'm picking Clemson, and just because they're a better football team it has nothing to do with that's Ohio State. Just they're the better football team there, buddy. Don't be like that.
I'm not. But you had already said.
I did. I was good. I was just curious. You just blew by me. Like, yeah, man, whatever, man. You going against Ohio State.
No, you had already voiced your opinion, so I was just like, oh, okay. But
that's the respect he got for Michigan.
Sean, who do you have in this matchup?
I have the Ohio State Buckeyes for these multiple reasons. Northwestern was ranked in the top 20. Our DBs looking a little, suspect. I do give them that. So
Trevor Ohio
way. But the thing is, it's gonna be more of an offense versus offense. It's gonna come down to that last drive, I believe. And the running back, I don't want to mess up his name, but start with an E. What's his name?
Travis Etienne.
Yeah. Our linebackers and ends is so fast and aggressive, something that he ain't never seen, though. I will say that in the ACC. He has not seen this.
All year.
And he likes to bounce it outside, too, and catch out the backfield. Some of that shit going to be stopped. The only thing is that's good bait, too, though. Because I know Dabo going to check that out. That's a lot of play actions and shit. So, and our DBs will fall for that goofy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if they go man, he gonna hit them with the long stride, sunshine. So they got to devise up something where they sneaking in blitzes here and there, the unbalancing. So that's what I say. It's gonna come down to offense. And if Trevor Lawrence get off, bro, it ain't gonna look too good. You know what I'm saying? But pound for pound, if you go through the roster, you can say pound for pound, they kind of match up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say who's better because they running back for real. I pick Travis over Teague and what's the name all day. Quarterback, it depends on what system you have. You know what I'm saying? Professionally, you will have to go with, you know what I'm saying, the more talented quarterback right now. But I would like to see how that's gonna go, bro. That's gonna be nice, man. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to pick Ohio State because I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? And that's one team I just do against. But if I was betting, man, I had to take the spread, bro.
So I did a little bit of research. I was looking at the offenses, and like Sean just did, I did the analysis. Who has the better receivers? If I'm going off of who has the better receivers, who's deeper at receiver, it's Ohio State. Who has the better tight ends? It's Ohio State. Who has the better offensive line? It's Ohio State. Who has the better quarterback? Clemson. Who got the better running back? Clemson. Then I go to the defense. Who has the better defense? Their defenses pretty much are both around the same. Okay. Both pass defenses have not lived up to expectation. Run defenses, they're both okay. They're both around that 40, 42 range in the nation, far as nation is concerned. This is going to be a really good game. I looked up who's the leading rusher on the Clemson Tigers. And obviously, it's Travis Etienne with 882 yards. And how many games they play? 11. So the second leading rusher is Trevor Lawrence with 211 yards. A lot of the things that Clemson does evolves around Travis Etienne. Him catching out of the backfield, him running the ball, him doing everything, him being the everything all-around back. And receiver, you have one receiver, Rodgers. He is the only guy that they have at receiver that people are going to really, truly respect. What was you saying, Sean?
Put Shine on him, and that's over.
Ohio State has the number one.
Crazy, man. What you mean? And he long.
I feel you there, but Ohio State has the more talented DBs at this point, not the better performing. When I break it down as far as defense,
you put on the Ohio State hat.
Yes.
No, I'm not. They do have the more talented defense. When you're going over the recruiting rankings, if you're going off of the recruiting rankings, they have the more talented defense. They're both equally as talented. I'm not saying that Clemson doesn't have talent. I'm not trying to put on the Ohio State.
So are you saying that Ohio State DBs outplayed Clemson DBs this year?
I can't really say because neither one of them played good.
The biggest question is, are you picking Clemson or are you picking Ohio State?
Ohio State.
I know, even though he said he took off his. That's what I'm saying. He gonna pick Ohio State.
I'm giving you the reasons why I took off my Ohio State hat. When I look at this and I analyze it, Ohio State has answers for the problems that they are presenting for Clemson. Clemson's problems are you have your quarterback, you have the running back, and you have Rodgers, right? You don't know anyone else's. They're going to need someone else to step up to perform like they've been performing against Notre Dame. Clemson hasn't played a team that has the same amount of talent that Ohio State is going to bring. Ohio State has not played a team that has the same amount of talent that Clemson is going to bring.
That's a true statement.
That's just the facts.
I agree with
that. So
when
you getting it out there on the field, just like last year when I said when they play on the field, I said the exact same thing. Until they threw Sean Wade out of the game, they were blowing them out. And I have Ohio State winning by 17 points.
Damn.
In a blowout because Dabo was talking a lot of stuff.
I was going to get to that.
And ranking them number 11 behind Coastal Carolina because he said his teams have to play at least 9 games.
What's wrong?
Come on, man.
I agree with that. I agree with that. And that just goes back to something that Sean said earlier. You got to remember, they shifted the rules in y'all conference just for Ohio State. That junk benefited nobody else but Ohio State. That's it. That's just like, I understand you can't punish Ohio State because we in a crazy situation right now. You definitely can't do that. I agree with that.
Oh yeah,
But
for
at
sure.
the same time, you can't punish these other teams either because all the other teams was able to stay healthy and they was able to play more of a full schedule. It's just a fine line. So I can I ain't saying that I would have ranked them necessarily 11, but I feel like this year, because it was a special year, I feel like that should have had a little bit more weight. The amount of games that you was able to play.
I get
Again,
that.
it's all about money. The Big Ten bring in more money than any other conference.
Mhm.
Then that, I ain't gonna say Ohio State is like the Cowboys, but you could travel almost anywhere and see Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Steelers, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of TV rankings.
Don't be hating because
I'm
it's
sorry,
the fact.
bro. I had to do it when he said that shit. Because that's the one that got me, is when he's like, you can go
don't like
anywhere and
that.
find an Ohio
Hey.
State fan.
You don't like that.
Man, fucking please with that shit.
He got on his Michigan hat right now. His Michigan hat is on.
You know what?
That is true.
If Michigan was in a bowl right now, I'd be going for Michigan. That's the only time I'm going for them. I'm old school like your pop.
Yep,
You know
me too.
You just
too.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
Everybody in the Big Ten
keep
can
it all the
get
way
it.
real though, a lot of people don't know a part of that board of the committee, the AD from Iowa runs that joint. So of course he's gonna make sure a Big Ten school in there. But again, like we talked about the Power 5, are you gonna put a Pac-10 school in there? Well, Pac-12, my fault.
Yeah,
Ahead of
Pac-12. Pac-12.
in school, they don't want to see blowouts, bro, because everybody gonna turn the channel. So now I can't see your Doritos commercial because you got up 52-17. So they want to have.
Oh
teams.
no, there are schools that get preferential treatment. I wasn't against that. You
I
only
know.
got it because of the Ohio State reference. I was good with everything.
But
that
Blair,
was the Ohio State.
But
They're
Blair,
everywhere.
But Blair,
Yeah.
you got to be
go-
honest.
Go
There
to
are
Ohio.
there are certain schools that hold a national, no
I
matter
agree,
where you
bro.
go, name.
I am not
recognition.
against
It's
that
one of
shit.
those schools too. I ain't gonna let y'all just dog him like that. Michigan
Michigan too.
one of those schools too.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes. I agree. Michigan is
gonna
one of those
have-
schools.
I'm not against, bro. I understand what you. I just had to do it. If he'd have used the Michigan reference, I wouldn't have said shit. Because then we just talking about the Big Ten. If he'd have used any other fucking school, any school in the Big Ten, I'm cool with. When he said, oh, I just had to do it. He could have kept talking and nothing would have been different other than he said Ohio State again. And that would have been the end of it. I'm good. I get it. I totally get it because I want Michigan in those same favorable situations. So shit, I'm for it. I just understand how everybody else can be mad about this shit. Because they're like, that's some bullshit. Like, it's unfortunate your schools don't date back to like 1900 and something. It's just the history of what this shit is.
Exactly.
You knew what Michigan was, you knew what Ohio State was, all that shit a long time ago. That's why they have preferential treatment for Notre Dame.